Hello, my friend. Hello, how are you doing? Yeah. Bonjour, Paris. We are still in France, Ufaransa. Benue. I'm trying to speak some French here. You can see I'm all over the place with that. So let me stick to English and some Swahili if I can drop a few words. Hey, episode number 18. We are having a good time. You are hearing from me. I'm hearing from you. That's great. That's how friends interact. That's how families talk sometimes through their happy platforms. So thank you for those who are watching. Thank you for those who are interested. Thank you for those who stop by and click and subscribe and just throw in some flowers. I enjoy that. So this is my playground. So join me if you like. Join me if you can. And let's talk about Olympics. I'm stuck at the 10,000 event yesterday. It is a gold medal of highest order. And I think I'm at fault sometimes when I'm biased, and I usually confess. So, Cheptegei from Uganda wins gold. And if you look at my episodes, I don't even mention him. I mentioned the Ethiopians, and I almost crowned the Ethiopians. And that's the biasness of just being narrow, looking at your country of origin, and not looking at the big picture and forgetting there's some great athletes out there. So let me go back and give you a plot. Stay with me for a second. If you watch that 10K, which I think you have, and if you haven't, you missed a lot. Honestly, I think it was a golden opportunity for you to learn something about track. In that event by itself, I went back the 3 times I've watched the event on my own, slow it down just to see some things. And I find it almost like a movie. I think yesterday I hinted to the idea that in a race, there could be a story, there could be a plot. And I found one. It was fascinating. Follow me if you can. And if you're a runner, you might even be more interested if you want to use it. So I saw something. When the top 14 athletes slowed down, and there was almost like pedestrian pace. A pedestrian pace meaning they were up at 63 seconds per lap, 65, they went to 69. They even went all the way to 70. That means the group was bunched in. In fact, there was a tripping that almost caused the bronze medalist from US, Fisher, to fall. During those moments, the Ethiopians panicked. I can tell you they did, because I could see them shoving each other. Eragawi, Barega, and Keljelcha. They were panicking because the plot of dismantling and destroying the competition did not work. It didn't come out right. And they started panic. They was watching the jumbo jet and seeing where the competition was. And then I think the plot was to pretty much take the legs out of the final or the guy who came to win. And I remember Aregawi during the race. If you watch carefully, he went back to find out whether even he was still in the race. And he ran beside him for almost half a lap or some laps, trying to figure out or feel where Cheptegei's energy level was. And Cheptegei was back there acting as if he's just indifferent. He disengaged himself from the pace. He didn't even want to be engaged. He was just like, hey, I haven't touched anybody. I'm still here. Don't talk to me. If you watch that part of the race, you'll be like me. You'll be like, wow, that is psychological warfare going on. And when Cheptegei showed up with 600 meters to go, guys, I'm not making this thing up. When he showed up at the front, the panic was evident with the Ethiopians. Go watch it. I was laughing my head off. And I'm doing this because I do what I call post-mortems on these races and post-analysis. It's funny, but it's where I get my kick. When he showed up, and he just put an elbow on one of I think it was Barega or one of the front guys. I think it was Aregawi. When he just put a shoulder, the guy just wilted and just told him, okay, now you've come back from the dead. So they thought they had killed him. I'm just laughing because the funniest part I went to watch. And when he took off, you could tell the Ethiopians, the top three Ethiopians, Barega, Gechelcha, and Regawi, wow, they wilted. They were just like, oh my God, what did he do? He's still here. And Aragawi, I got to say, I've repeated myself, he saved the reputation of a country by winning silver. It was that grim. That's my analysis on the 10K. Go check it out if you have time. If you don't, take it from me. It was funny. It was Hollywood script. I loved it. I'll move on. Okay? Let me I don't know why I'm laughing, but when I watched that, I just rolled. It's funny. Hey, that's what it was all about. That's why I watch Olympics. Let me fast forward and give you my input on the women's side in the 5K. The 5K was ran yesterday. I think there are two heats. Yeah, I think, yeah, the two heats. And I'll tell you this. Faith Kipyegon won a heat. Easy stuff. Beatrice Chebet, easy stuff. I think there was Margaret Chelimo, another Kenyan. It was all right. There's Medina Isa from Ethiopia. And we have the prolific Never Say Never, Estefan Hassan from the Dutch. I think she was formerly Somalian and now she's been running for Netherlands for a while. And then we have Kadav Tesgay. And I think we have other protagonists in the 5K. I'm still sticking with my anointed gold medalist, Faith Kipyegon. I think she's just a class apart. I'm sticking with her. But I'll say this, never say never. Estefan Hassan will have to sign off. She has to sign off on the other two medals. Because, I'll tell you this, she's always at the right time to do some damage. I have my pick again. I'm sticking with my pre-Olympics pick, Faith Kipyegon. I think she's here to make history. I'm sticking with that all the way. Beatrice Chebet has to really do her thing. I saw her do her thing, winning the very slow 5K, 15 meters was pedestrian, and she wasn't breathing. Honestly, she wasn't. And it is quite intimidating when everybody behind you is looking for oxygen mask and you're just jogging. It's something to behold. I think she'll medal, but I think the Dutch, Stefanie Hassan will have something she'll have something to say about that. That's what I'm trying to say. That's 5K for women. I was impressed. I think the heats were incredible. They just showed us, I'll say this, the proper protagonist ran to the next phase of medal winning. So that's how I look at it. You know, the real crop. Let me even be more a little bit of a guy who likes to cook. When the milk boiled in the heats, the cream just started coming on top. That's a cream for you. Go figure. Well, that is that's what I'm gonna say about the 5K women. I'm sticking with my gold with Faith, and everybody else is a toss-up, but I think I can still see the podium building from Faith all the way down. Okay, that's my take on that, having seen those heats. I watched something before I deviate into something else. I watched what they call the repertoire, what I renamed it yesterday, the redemption route for the lucky losers. Some people are really like having a lot of debate about it. I'm a big fan of seeing athletes compete. You know, they've worked so hard. Like I said yesterday, I was thinking, in fact, yesterday somebody reminded me, I think it was earlier, we were talking about it here. And she said that if you look at what they call World Championship, NBA, or World Championship Baseball, which is just an American sport, it's the best of 4 to be a champion. So you have all these chances. You have, away, you play away, you come home. So what's wrong with that when it comes to Olympics, where you've been working so hard and you're giving a second chance? And if you look at other events, the field events, you have 3 attempts before you're out. So what's wrong with doing that in track, where you are given opportunities to advance? I think that's a good thing for Olympics. I'm a big fan of things like that. I think everybody deserves a second chance. Anyway, I wasn't here to advocate for that, but I watched one of those repechua today, the 1500 meters, and a guy's name is River. I'm just gonna paraphrase what I saw. There's a young man from South Africa, Mpelele. That's the only name I can't remember. He was as naive as it comes in repechua 1500 meter heat. Yeah, I think it was second one. He just went off 153 for 800. It wasn't necessary. He had a bandana on his head. He looked great. I think he was the shortest in the athletes that were in that heat, and he was out to eat. Listen, it was great for him. And then the River, his name is RVA from Italy. The River swallowed him in the penultimate last lap. If you don't get my joke, that's your problem. The River from Italy swallowed Mpelele from South Africa in the penultimate lap. 3:32 was quite fast in 1500 meters for a repechua race. So they raced yesterday and they raced today, and he runs at 3:32. So he's gonna make the next round. I think top 3 were moving on to the semifinals. So they took them to the hell route, redemption route, whatever you call it, repechua. It was nice to see that. I haven't watched the 800. I think they're happening today. I'll check that. But before I watch the 800 repechua race, I was going to plug in something about what I saw yesterday on the women's side on the 800. I think the 800 women unfolded yesterday as another open race. Very open. All the names I had in the hat before the Olympics, I'm starting to wonder whether they're going to stay in the hat. Because I noticed that the Brits are really moved up a lot on the rankings. I saw Reiki, I saw Jill, there's Jill Phoebe, there's Kelly Hutchison, who is running, she's having an incredible season. There's a Cuban, Daley Cooper, there's South African Providence. There's just names. Nia Atkins for the U.S. ladies that is still in the she's still out there in the horizon, and I think she's gonna make some noise in the next round. There's a Ethiopian, Sege Doguma. She gave Mora a scare, I think, not a scare, but she gave her a run. I hope Mora finds a groove, honestly, because Ondira is still there. I think Vivian was to try out on the repechua today. And there's this veteran racer from Jamaica. Let me call you, her name is Natoya Goele. Natoya Goele. She's been around the block. I would call her, she's a grandma of 800 at the moment. At 33, it's just like, I use these things journalistically. I hope you get my language. I'm not trying to say she's too old. 33 in track and field, mostly 800 meters. And she's been around the block. She's been around the circuit, the big stage for a long time. And she still races like she's still young. So, what am I saying? 800 is still open. The Brits look great. Mora has to sharpen her tools towards the end. I hope Odira just finds that open gap. But I'll see the next round before I really even start to say who is who now. Because what I said before is changing, like I saw today, even in the 100-meter semifinals. I haven't watched the finals yet. It was scary. So this is why we watch the Olympics. Again, this is me saying things that hopefully make you want to watch the Olympics more. Isn't that what we do? We talk, and then those athletes perform. That's the best part. Hey, thank you for watching episode 18, Joel Chesimette. I just gave you my repertoire on the 15, look back at the 10K. I think it will go down the annals of Olympics history. It's one of the best 10K I've ever watched myself. And trust me, I've been watching Olympics for a while, since 1988, religiously. Again, I appreciate you. Have a good life.